Thank you for joining me here this evening. The time is currently 6:32 p.m. Central, and you have a live look at a tornado warning storm near Quinlan, Texas. This is a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado at any minute, so if you are included in this tornado warning, seek shelter immediately on the lowest floor of a building, away from windows, and in an interior room. This is for portions of south central Hunt County and northeastern Texas here. Again, this includes Quinlan, Hawk Cove, and West Tawakoni, so if you're in this area, again, make sure that you are seeking shelter immediately on the lowest floor of a building, away from windows. I was not expecting to be going live this early. I really figured this stream would wait till about 7 or 8 p.m., and I thought that it would start over here in western Texas. But surprisingly, one of these storms in the DFW Metroplex is managing to spin just enough to prompt a tornado warning from the National Weather Service here. Again, this is for portions of south central Hunt County and northeast Texas here. This is off to the east of Dallas-Fort Worth. Let me go ahead and check the population of this warning polygon here. This is going to be in effect for the next 42 minutes unless it does get canceled early. But yeah, there are currently about 9,000 people included in this tornado warning here. So again, everybody in this warning polygon needs to seek shelter immediately. This is our first tornado warning of the day, okay? We did have some in the very early morning hours of like 5 a.m., but I wasn't awake then, so we're not counting those. So anyway, again, that's our tornado warning that we have ongoing right now. But again, I really thought we were going to go live here for our mode of storms out here in western Texas, and I thought it wouldn't be for, another half hour to even maybe an hour and a half that we went live here. But one of these storms in the DFW Metroplex prompted a tornado warning, so we're here for it. Again, it looks like it is spinning a little bit there off to the southwest of West Tawakoni, so again, this is going to be near Hawk Cove over the next couple of minutes here, if it's not already. We do also have some lingering severe storms out here in south central Wisconsin. This one actually has the tornado possible tag on it for the Janesville area. It's damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. May also be a threat with this kind of line of storms here. This is going to be heading for Janesville, Beloit, Milton, Whitewater. So if you're included in this warning, make sure that you are moving indoors immediately. Again, that's in southern Wisconsin. And we even have some storms up here in the Dakotas, actually, that have managed to become severe. One of them even has a considerable severe thunderstorm warning with it because it is producing hail up to golf ball size. So if you're in this area, make sure that you are moving indoors and away from windows immediately. This is for Somerville and Shade Hill, South Dakota. Again, this is a considerable severe thunderstorm warning. This storm is going to be capable of producing golf ball sized hail and damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. And then we have one just off to the northwest of that in North Dakota near Regent that's going to be capable of producing quarter sized hail and 60 mile per hour winds. Okay, so anyway, back down to our tornado warning storm in Hunt County. Again, this is near Hawk Cove right now. Our area of rotation is. They did actually just condense this tornado warning, so it no longer includes Quinlan. So this is an all clear for Quinlan, Texas, but this is still in effect for parts of south central Hunt County here, areas like Hawk Cove and West Tawakoni over the next, let's see here, looks like about 39 minutes. They condensed it really quickly, though. It's a little hard to see the rotation because of our distance from the radar site here. We are in a bit of a radar hole where we don't get great coverage, but I mean, you can see it pretty clearly there actually with that most recent scan. Our rotation's right in there. It's off to the west of White Point Causeway here, 751. Again, it's going to be going to the south of Hawk Cove, to the south of West Tawakoni. It's going to be going near Lake Tawakoni, as it continues to travel off to the southeast here. Again, it's traveling southeast at 30 miles per hour. And again, it looks like it's already down here. It looks like actually originally this was our area of rotation, but it's kind of looking like it's trying to do a little handoff here where it kind of hands it over to this little pocket of higher wind. So this is now our rotation area near the intersection of 429 and 751 here, again off to the south of Hawk Cove. Again, this is in Hunt County. So again, if you're just now tuning in, the National Weather Service in Fort Worth has issued a tornado warning for portions of south central Hunt County until 7:15 p.m. At 6:34 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Hawk Cove, or 10 miles north of Wills Point, moving southeast at 30 miles per hour. Again, if you're in this area, you got to seek shelter immediately. At this point, again, it's a very small polygon, but it's a very populated area. So even with this small of a polygon, we probably still have a few thousand people included in this tornado warning here, if I had to guess. Yeah, we still actually have about 4,000 people included in this tornado warning. So it's definitely going to be interesting here over the next several minutes as we watch this play out here. So again, if you're in Hawk Cove or West Tawakoni, you need to be seeking shelter immediately, as well as if you're along Lake Tawakoni. So again, this is our tornado warning right now. Again, we're in Hunt County, for anybody just now tuning in. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning now, actually. That's going to be in effect for portions of Moore, Hutchinson, and Potter County, Texas. That is for the threat of 70-mile-per-hour damaging winds and half-dollar-sized hail. So if you're included in the severe thunderstorm warning, seek shelter immediately on the lowest floor of the building, away from windows, and in an interior room. This includes the west side of Fritch, Texas. I was not expecting to see a severe thunderstorm warning this far off to the west, especially not one of this magnitude. So again, this is a pretty dangerous storm. Expect some tree damage. Damage is likely to mobile homes, roofs, and outbuildings. Hail damage to vehicles is expected. Again, if you're in this area, make sure that you're seeking shelter immediately, as we are talking about hurricane force winds with this storm. And now we have another severe thunderstorm warning for Lincoln, Jefferson, Arkansas, and Cleveland counties in Arkansas. This is for areas to the east of Pine Bluff. We still have our bow echo ongoing here across parts of Arkansas and Texas, and actually it's the edge of this bow echo here that's gotten us our tornado warning. This has been going, if you're not aware, it's been going since like 11 a.m. today. We've had this bow echo line of storms, and it is still sweeping through parts of Arkansas, Louisiana, and Texas. Again, it prompted a severe thunderstorm watch from the Storm Prediction Center. So, obviously, a very intense line of storms currently. And again, right now, our tornado warning is located in south central Hunt County. So that's the main area that we're watching here. So again, if we do have a tornado at the minute, it would be located right in here, somewhere near the intersection of 751 and 429. It's going to be impossible to see anything with the correlation coefficient because we're looking so high up into the atmosphere. So unless this is lifting up like significant debris, like if it's a very strong tornado, unless that's the case, we're not going to be able to see this on radar. The best we're going to be able to see is this velocity couplet here. And this also is a rain-wrapped tornado, so don't try to go outside and look for this thing. Just seek shelter. Just because you can't see the tornado does not mean it's not there. Look at this. Heavy rainfall may hide this tornado. Do not wait to see or hear the tornado. Take cover now. Alright, so your rotation now is going to be located in here off to the south of Lake Tawakoni. Little bit weaker now. A little bit more broad. So it's southeast of West Tawakoni here. And it's in south central Hunt County once again. Let's see here. We do have a ton of storm chasers today. But they've all kind of centered themselves actually around the Midwest. Corey Gherkin's actually not chasing today. I made a mistake last stream and said he was chasing. He's actually not. He's heading home. But storm chasers Brandon Kopic and Vince Welty are out there chasing with us today. Wait, no, I clicked on the cyclone port in south central Wisconsin because him and that cyclone port and Vince Welty have the same icon. But Brandon Kopic right now is in Chicago. And it looks like Vince Welty's actually done. I think actually everybody's done chasing for the day, so I guess we don't have any chasers out there. Probably because they thought the severe weather in Wisconsin was going to be over once we stopped getting warnings about an hour ago. But again, we are getting warnings again for some of the storms here in south central and southeastern Wisconsin. No tornado warnings, just severe thunderstorm warnings that are happening up there. We have not had any tornado warnings today up there. Again, it's our first tornado warning of the day, other than that one in the early morning hours randomly at like 5 a.m. So again, if you're in this area, you need to seek shelter immediately. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning now. That is for Union County, Arkansas, Union County, Lincoln County, Claiborne, and Columbia counties, Louisiana and Arkansas. Actually, that's not the new one. I'm not sure where the new one is, but I did notice one of our storms in Texas got upgraded to 70 mile per hour winds. So the one in Perryton, all right, this is now producing ping pong bowl size hail and 70 mile per hour damaging winds. So if you're in this area, you need to seek shelter immediately. That includes Perryton, and areas to the south of Perryton. Again, I cannot believe how much this storm out here near Fritch has popped off. Again, if you're on the west side of Fritch, you should be seeking shelter. Luckily, outside of that, this is a very rural area here across parts of southwestern Hutchinson, northeastern Potter, and southeastern Moore counties in the panhandle of Texas. So, let's check out our tornado warning storm once again. Let's see if we have a new radar scan. We do not. But again, your rotation's located right in there, off to the south of Lake Tawakoni. And again, it's heading off to the southeast. It's gonna leave the warning polygon soon. It's moving way quicker than the National Weather Service says it is. The National Weather Service says it's only moving at 30 miles per hour. Definitely not the case. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning here. For that storm, actually. So this is for the threat of ping pong bowl-sized hail, damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour, and a possible tornado. So if you're in this area, move indoors immediately. This includes Canton, Gun Barrel City, Grand Saline, and Van. Across parts of Kaufman, Zant, and Henderson counties in north central Texas. So it's looking like they're actually going to let this tornado warning, they're going to drop it and just keep it at a severe thunderstorm warning with the tornado possible tag. So it was a very brief period where they decided to have this tornado warning. So again, your rotation would be located right in there now. Over 2475 to the north of Clifton, east of Elsa, and they did just remove that tornado warning. They removed that so fast, man. That was only in effect for like 15 minutes before they removed it. So, anyway, that tornado warning's now gone. They condensed it almost as soon as they issued it, like 5 minutes after, and then, 10 minutes after that, they removed it entirely. So, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and update our stream title here. We are going to keep bringing you live coverage, though, because we do still have a couple of considerable severe thunderstorm warnings. And actually, the one that is out here in the Panhandle of Texas is the most concerning one right now. I'd be watching this storm near Clarendon because, I've been watching it actually even before I started the stream here, and it's tried to develop a hook echo. Or at least it's trying to. It hasn't managed yet, but you can kind of see this cell actually has a pretty interesting story. It started off as, let me see. Oh, that's not the one that I was watching earlier. There was one where it started, I think it was this one. Yeah. So you can kind of see here, we had this little cell southwest of Pampa, and this itty bitty blip here kind of absorbed that cell. And it really intensified quickly here, producing some heavy rainfall. But at this point, it's pretty much done. At this point, it's light rainfall at best, southeast of Leffers. So again, both of our considerable severe thunderstorm warnings are in the Panhandle of Texas right now. So again, we'll watch these here. Again, I think this storm in Clarendon is definitely going to get a severe thunderstorm warning any minute now. Areas along Highway 287 near and near Clarendon, Texas should be not seeking shelter, but moving indoors immediately. As this is as close as you get to being severe without being severe. Look at this. Wind gusts of 50 to 55 miles per hour and nickel-sized hail. If either of those threats get upgraded, that's a severe thunderstorm warning. I'm sorry, I'm trying to update the stream title here, but my iPad's being very slow because I have too many tabs open. There we go. Keeping it at tornado possible in Texas. We also technically have a tornado possible in Wisconsin. We did actually just get a new severe thunderstorm warning for the storm in Clarendon that I did mention. That's for the threats of quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds. So if you're included in this warning, again, make sure that you are moving indoors immediately. Areas in between Ashtola and Lelia Lake along Highway 287 should be moving indoors. If you're traveling out here on this highway, make sure that you are getting off and finding somewhere to seek shelter in. Just like a building or something. Alrighty-roo. So again, if you're just now joining us, we are tracking severe weather across portions of the United States here. Areas like Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Missouri, Illinois, Wisconsin. We are watching all those areas there today for a potential severe weather threat. Currently, the most concerning storm that we have right now is out here in the panhandle of Texas. We got a couple of them that are starting to get severe thunderstorm warned. See, if we didn't have that brief tornado warning in Texas, around now is when I would have gone live here, alright? Around 7 o'clock, whenever we started getting these severe warnings. Now, we've had severe warnings here before we started the stream, but there weren't cells just popping off left, right, and center like there are right now. So, again, we're watching the ones in the Panhandle very closely, but then we're also watching our storm in the DFW Metroplex pretty closely here as it continues to produce the threats of ping-pong ball-sized hail, 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds, and a possible tornado as it heads towards Canton. So if you're in Canton, make sure that you are moving indoors and away from windows immediately. Let's see here. Got a flash flood warning now as of 22 minutes ago for Dane, Greene, Rock, and Jefferson counties in Wisconsin. So, if you're in any of those counties, stay alive, don't drive, turn around, don't drown. Don't drive in flooded roads. As with the kind of rain that we're getting here, your car could be swept off the road easily. Between 1 and 3 inches of rain have fallen. Additional rainfall amounts of 1 to 2 inches are possible in the warned area. Flash flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly. The source that we're getting this from is just the radar and then also some of the automated gauges that are in this area. So, in total, by the end of all the storms, whenever the storms are over here, we're going to have somewhere between 2 and 5 inches of rain, which is flooding rainfall. So, again, you got to be careful with that out there in Janesville. That's our biggest city in there. Hello, Cyanimates. So again, if you're just now joining us, I know we have a bunch of viewers just now tuning in. We are tracking severe weather, mainly across parts of Texas, but also states like Louisiana, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Mississippi, Illinois, Iowa, and Wisconsin here, as some of these storms are really starting to become tornadic here. Again, we had a tornado warning, like 5 to 10 minutes ago. And again, we're starting to get some of these storms out here that have that bean shape to them on radar, like this one near Clarendon. So we'll have to watch this. If we see a little dangly bit poking out on this side of the storm, then that could lead to this becoming tornadic very quickly. And that goes the same for our storm up here near Fritch. If we see something poking out here, then we could be in trouble. And even for our storm up here in Perryton, that's the same as well. We can't really see this one that great, so we kind of have to use our knowledge of the environment up here to guess what's going on. But, I mean, you can definitely tell that there's some rotation there to the south of Perryton. Again, if you're included in the severe thunderstorm warning on the south side, you should be seeking shelter immediately because there are 70-mile-per-hour winds and ping-pong ball-sized hail also occurring with that storm there. It looks like we've got another blip. This is really one of those days where, it's a blip watch, as I like to call it. And these are becoming more and more frequent, where it's a day where we have to watch every little rain shower that forms, because any of them could become tornadic pretty quickly. But anyway, one of the blips that looks like could be our next big-time storm here is this little blip near Groover. Again, right now it's nothing impressive. It's just starting to get its act together, but I think there's a good chance it does something in this kind of environment. It's all discreet, all alone. That's one of the reasons today's a blip watch. At this point, the Storm Prediction Center needs to just start making blip watch, like actual watches. That's basically what this severe thunderstorm watch is for. It's for the blip watch that we're having. So, let's have fun with this. Davis Does Weather has issued a blip watch for these counties in the Panhandle of Texas. At 6:54 p.m., Davis has announced a blip watch for the eastern portion of the Texas Panhandle. Any shower must be watched closely, as it can easily develop into a discrete supercell and have the capabilities to go tornadic. If in or around the watch area, be weather aware. Know what the forecast is for your area. Know where you're going to go if there's a tornado. And most importantly, know if you're in the watch. A lot of people they're not able to recognize their county on a map, which is really unfortunate, because that's kind of the way that we signify where the storms are. We say, oh, it's in Johnny County in Texas. It's just mind-blowing how, especially in like the new generation, like a lot of people my age don't even know what county we live in, and I'm like, how? But yeah, you gotta know what county you live in, first of all, obviously, and more importantly, you gotta know where your county's on a map. That's more important than even knowing the name of your county, whenever we're, in terms of the weather, anyway. And now we have a tornado warning. Sorry, I was trying to play our alert sound, but it didn't go off.
A new tornado warning has been issued. Seek shelter now.
What the heck? Okay, let's try that again.
A new tornado warning has been issued. Seek shelter now.
Okay, we have a tornado warning now in South Dakota. This is for Perkins County. This is for portions of northeastern Perkins County and northwestern South Dakota. Again, this is a tornado warning for Shade Hill Reservoir. To the south of Lemon. Wow. Very impressive rotation there. Not expecting to see this out of South Dakota today, that's for sure. These cells have way overperformed. I was just talking last stream about how I wasn't expecting much for this area, but man. So at this point, this is our most concerning storm. It's got some very impressive rotation with it, again, off to the southwest of the Shade Hill Reservoir area. This tornado warning does include Somerville, Shade Hill, and other portions of northeastern Perkins County in South Dakota. So again, if you're in this area, you need to seek shelter immediately, as our alert sound said like 15 times. Alright, so again, if you're just now joining us, we do have a brand spanking new tornado warning for northeastern Perkins County and northwest South Dakota. This is for Shade Hill Reservoir. This is also for Somerville and Shade Hill. So if you're included in this tornado warning, seek shelter immediately. Again, this is in northeastern Perkins County in northwest South Dakota. I know there's a lot of directions being thrown at your name. Northeastern, northwestern, south, but northeastern Perkins County in northwestern South Dakota. Hopefully that makes sense. I mean, again, this rotation is there. Again, we'll have to watch this here. See if this tries to produce a tornado. Our radar coverage out here isn't great because a lot of times we don't have to worry about severe weather in northwestern South Dakota. But that did not end up being the case today. So, again, this is one of the more concerning storms we've seen all day in terms of a tornadic perspective. By the way, our storm in Perryton has been downgraded. So, it's a new warning. Wait, no. Yeah, it's been downgraded to a special weather statement, so you don't need to seek shelter anymore, but do stay inside. We got 50 to 55 mile per hour gusty winds with that, as well as penny-sized hail with that storm as well. So, just stay indoors there. Torrential rainfall is also occurring in that storm, so no need to drive. Again, this is what we're watching right now. This little area here where the blues and the grays meet, that's where we have our rotation. Again, we're in such a terrible radar hole, and we actually do have a hail spike with this storm. This storm is also producing large hail up to golf ball size. That's also important to note. So if you're in this area, again, get indoors, away from windows, interior room, on the lowest floor possible, preferably a basement. If you're in a mobile home, you gotta evacuate. If you have like a storm shelter, obviously that's where you're gonna want to go in this situation. But this is gonna head directly for Somerville and Shade Hill. I mean, this is coming right in. You guys are right smack dab in the middle of this tornado warning. Again, this is only for the northeastern part of the county. Now, here's the problem with this. Some counties sound the alarms everywhere in the county, even if there's only a tornado warning for part of the county. I know I said county a bunch of times, but hopefully that makes sense. So, even though we only have a tornado warning for Somerville and Shade Hill, the Bison tornado sirens may be sounding, so that's going to catch a lot of people off guard, unfortunately, and it's going to be a false alarm for all those people, and that's going to lead to less trust that the people out here have in the tornado sirens, which is obviously not good. Now, not every county operates that way. I believe they decide to do that on a county level, not a state level. Not every county decides to operate that way, and that's good. I think we need to completely abolish the county-based warning system. I think it's ridiculous. Like, obviously, people down here in southwestern Perkins County, they may want to know about this storm, but there's no reason to sound the sirens because the tornado warning, is a good 50 miles away from them. And the reason I'm bringing this up is just because Perkins County is a massive county. That's the big problem here. So the tornado sirens in some communities could legitimately be sounding up to 50 miles away from the actual tornado warning. Like Imogene, Ziana, Bixby. If these are communities, actually these look like unincorporated communities, so they may not have tornado sirens. But you get the gist. You get what I'm trying to say, right? So, I want to make it clear, this is only for the far northeast corner of Perkins County. Just a little sliver of the county here is included in this. But if you are in the warning there, you need to seek shelter. Again, in Shade Hill and Somerville. Look at this, you can see our MCS very clearly here, our bow echo. I wonder when this became severe. What if we end up with a derecho by the end of this? What if that meets the classifications for a derecho? That would be like the weakest derecho ever. Derecho classification. If wind damage swath extends more than 240 miles and has gusts at least 58 miles per hour or greater along most of the length of the storm's path, this may actually end up being a derecho. That's crazy. This would be like the weakest derecho ever. Holy cow, this may actually be a derecho, guys. This is going to be a derecho. Okay, I've said it like 5 times now. I think you guys get it. But this is going to be a derecho. This is like the weakest derecho of all time. Derechos normally cause, most derechos have, at least 1 or 2 instances of 80, 90, sometimes even 100 mile per hour winds and are stronger derechos, but this I don't think has gotten any higher than 60, so that's crazy. I guess it's 65 over here. It was 70 earlier, but it's 65 here. So, or no, this was 60 earlier, but 65 max is what we've been indicating here by the radar. Look at this. They talk about the other storm in here. There's 2 storms in this warning polygon that are actually severe. We got the one on the north side, which is the one that prompted the tornado. Or, sorry, that's not the one that prompted the severe thunderstorm warning. It did prompt the tornado warning, but this one is actually the one that prompted the severe thunderstorm warning. This one's just also severe in it. And these are going to merge. So we'll see what happens. If it kills the cell entirely, or if they clash into one massive cell, because either one of those is a possibility. By the way, all of our storms in Texas, you're in the clear at this point. You don't need to seek shelter anymore. If you're in a severe thunderstorm warning, it's vitally important that you stay indoors and away from windows, but there's no need to seek shelter anymore if you're in the one in Fritch or the one in Perryton. I hope I've made that clear. I know I talked about the Perryton one, but this is my first time mentioning the Fritch one, so I thought I should just make that clear. So our rotation's located in here now off to the southwest of Shade Hill Reservoir still. This is a slow mover. It's moving off to the northeast at 20 miles per hour, probably closer to 10 or 15 miles per hour at this point. But anyway, we still got severe storms chugging along here in Wisconsin, actually. And you know what? This is trying to rotate a little bit. We'll have to watch this in between Fort Atkinson and Koshkonong. I think that's how you pronounce that anyway. That could try and spin up a tornado. We'll see if they issue a tornado warning for that or not. I don't think they will, but they could. I can see it. Our tornado risk for today is actually not super high. But it is at a 5% here for parts of northwest Texas and southwest Oklahoma. All right, areas like Lawton, Altus, Vernon, Wichita Falls, this whole area here. That's a 2 out of 7 risk on the tornado scale, the tornado index, whatever you want to call it. So 2 out of 7 risk, with 7 being widespread, deadly tornado outbreak expected, and 0 being no tornadoes expected at all. This is at about a 2. So it's on the lower side of things, but I wouldn't rule out 1 or 2 tornadoes to spin up, especially if any of them become discreet enough. I mean, we've seen it. They become very strong storms. At the very least, we're going to see some damaging winds and large hail out of this area like we already have been. Some were areas that we don't even have a risk of severe weather up for from the SPC. By the way, our blip near Grover is continuing to grow here. I'm standing with my word that that's going to be our next one that prompts a severe thunderstorm warning out here in the Texas Panhandle. I don't want to install a software update. Why does it keep doing that? So anyway. Okay, and this is rotating a little bit at this point, but it's not as impressive as whenever the warning got issued. But you should continue to seek shelter if you're in Shade Hill Reservoir, Somerville, or Shade Hill. It looks like, really, Somerville's the only real... that's not even a town, it's also just a road. We only have unincorporated communities out here, so... So again, if you're just not tuning in, we are tracking a tornado warning storm in northwest South Dakota. This is for northeastern Perkins County. This storm is also capable of producing large to very large hail up to golf ball size. So, again, if you're in that area, seek shelter immediately. We're also continuing to watch our derecho here. As crazy as it is. So anyway, sorry if you hear background noise, that's just my mom playing piano. We do have a new severe thunderstorm watch for our derecho. I probably shouldn't call it a derecho because it's only a derecho if we get wind damage reports, not just radar indicated winds. So unless we get more damage reports, this is not a derecho. But if we do, then this could be a derecho. So anyway, and now we have another tornado warning. Now the alert sound isn't working again. Well, that's just great, isn't it? Anyway, new tornado warning now. This is in southeast Wisconsin. It is for the storm that we mentioned near Fort Atkinson. I did mention this might get tornado warned, but they've pulled the trigger here. So if you're in Fort Atkinson, Jefferson, Helenville, Rome, Hebron, Palmyra, Whitewater, or Koshkonong, you need to seek shelter immediately on the lowest floor of a building, away from windows. This rotation is broad but strong. And because we can look at this storm way easier than our South Dakota storm, we may just hyper-focus in on this one here, honestly. Yeah, update the stream title of the tornado warning in Wisconsin. So again, this has been here for a few minutes, but the National Weather Service in Milwaukee, Sullivan, did finally decide to issue a tornado warning for this. So again, if you're in this area, you need to seek shelter immediately on the lowest floor of a building and away from windows. We gave you guys your heads up. Now's the time to take action and take shelter immediately. So again, this is near Black Hawk Island in Fort Atkinson. Even if this does not end up producing a tornado, we are saying damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour, probably at the surface here, almost 60 to 65 miles per hour, most likely at the surface, with this pocket of higher winds here. So again, if you're in this area, you should seek shelter immediately. This includes parts of Highway 26, Highway 12, Highway 106, Highway 59, tons of highways out here in southeastern Wisconsin. This is for northwestern Walworth, northeastern Rock, and southern Jefferson County, and southeastern and south central Wisconsin, respectively. Sorry, I've been silent for a minute. I was responding to the text. Give me just a minute here. Again, if you hear any background noise, that's just my mom playing piano, so adds a nice background to the video. So anyway, again, if you're just now joining us,
tornado warning.
oh my gosh, what happened? The alert sound is so broken, dude. I don't know why it's doing that. So, anyway. Again, if you're just now joining us, we do have a couple of tornado warnings across the United States. We have one in Wisconsin and one in South Dakota. So again, if you're in either of these tornado warnings and you seek shelter immediately, okay. We do have a ping pong ball sized hail report now out of tornado warning storm in South Dakota. So again, this storm is at the very least producing ping pong ball sized hail, according to an NWS employee, and it's also rotating quite a bit. So again, you should be seeking shelter immediately in this area. It could be producing up to golf ball sized hail, possibly. And there's your rotation there. It's going to be approaching Shade Hill within the next several minutes here. It's right over the Shade Hill Reservoir right now. It's moving very slowly, I will say that much. It's moving off to the northeast at about 15 miles per hour. They did downgrade the speed, like I said they probably would. But and none of our panhandle storms are even severe warned anymore. We do have one for a special weather statement, but it's not severe warned. And it looks like our Groover storm is not going to do anything. So I guess I was wrong about that one. We don't have any other blips that I would say are immediately concerning for an imminent tornado threat here. We haven't really had any in the Panhandle yet that have been like that. I haven't had any storms at all today that have been like that, which is a good thing, but not what we were expecting, that's for sure. Just look at all these blips over time. We're going to get some more, guys. This isn't it. We're definitely going to see some more blips start to appear. I do think that at this point, though, I am actually going to cancel the blip watch for these counties. I'm going to cancel those. At this point, I think most of the activity is going to stay in our severe thunderstorm watch box area. It was really just this storm and then the storm that we had up here for a little bit that I was issuing. That's the reason I was issuing a blip watch. But now that those are both weakening out almost entirely, you cancel the blip watch for those counties. But again, don't let your guard down. The blip watch remains in effect for the two most eastern rows of counties here in the Texas Panhandle. We have another new severe thunderstorm warning now in Louisiana for the threat of quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds near Ruston and Monroe as our bow echo just keeps chugging along here. This is insane. It's been going since this morning. It's been going for almost 12 hours at this point. It's been for like at least 8. Let's check up on our Wisconsin tornado warning storm. I haven't been mentioning it because last time I looked at it, it was kind of dying, actually. They issued the tornado warning a bit late for this one, but if you're in Cold Spring, Fort Atkinson, Hebron, Helenville, or Jefferson, continue to stay in your tornado safe spot. Get interior room, lowest floor of the building, away from windows. If you're in a mobile home, evacuate, find a more substantial shelter. If you genuinely can't, then just lie flat in a ditch. That's the best thing to do in that kind of storm because mobile homes do terribly with tornadoes, it's proven. It's the biggest debris ball I've seen on radar. Either Greenfield, Iowa, or the Sulphur, Oklahoma. Both very large. Look at this mess of special weather statement polygons near Hopkinsville, Kentucky. Look at this. Go all the way from Bowling Green back out towards Hopkinsville. Oh, wait, never mind. I thought our tornado warning in South Dakota was removed, but it was just our severe thunderstorm warning. About Greenfield, was that EF4 or EF3? That was EF4. Moderate range, EF4. I'd say high-end EF4, actually. It was estimated to have wind speeds of about 185 miles per hour at its max. And actually, it could have been an EF5 if it would have hit a more populated area whenever it was at its strongest, because I think, in my opinion, it probably got to over 200 mile per hour winds at one point. There was a Doppler on wheels that scanned winds of, it was like anywhere between 250 and 290, which is insane. I mean, that's one of the highest strength tornadoes ever. And it's crazy because that was like 2 weeks ago. Like, not even. It's kind of an El Reno situation where it was so strong, but it didn't hit a super populated area. So it got not an EF5 rating. But it almost certainly had over 200 mile per hour winds at one point. Also, I have an update for you guys. We have a new mesoscale discussion for our severe thunderstorm watch in the Texas Panhandle and southwest Oklahoma. Severe threat coverage expected to increase. Large hail and severe gusts will be possible. Severe wind gusts will be possible. They don't say anything about a tornado threat, which is interesting. But either way, we are still going to see damaging winds in large hail out of our cells. Yeah, that is insane. Still going to see a lot of damaging wind and large hail activity out of our cells out here over the next couple of hours. So we'll continue to watch those. And then again, okay, so our tornado warning in Wisconsin has been removed, so I have to update the stream title. We still have a tornado warning in South Dakota. And honestly, the rotation in there is kind of still pretty impressive. And again, it's moving so incredibly slowly here. It's probably moving at like 5 to 10 miles per hour at this point. Just look at this. Over like the past 5 radar scans, it's been in almost the exact same spot. Well, never mind. Okay, so it is moving a little faster than I thought, but still, probably 15 miles per hour is an accurate rating, actually. Well, not rating, but you know what I mean. Estimation. Whatever. Still have gotten off scot-free today in terms of the tornado threat. We have not had any yet today. Had 3 tornado warnings, but no actual tornadoes, so that's great. obviously. So again, this is continuing to rotate. It's going to cross over Highway 73 near Shade Hill in Somerville over the next several minutes here. So if you're in Shade Hill or Somerville, you got to seek shelter now. This is coming in. Again, no confirmed tornado with this yet, but there could be one at any minute. So if you're out here, you got to seek shelter. Well, yeah, but the Greenfield tornado didn't go through Des Moines, so it's not like there were any people out there. Like, the thing is that, here, hold on. So what happened was it actually, at its strongest, in my opinion, at its strongest, it was near Prescott. It was, like, out here in this area. But the thing is, there's nothing out here. I mean, there's, like, no homes at all, almost. So, like, if it missed that one section of homes out there, then there was nothing for it to hit. And it went through, like, that exact area. So, I mean, but yeah, it was still very strong. Obviously, whenever it hit Greenfield, the EF4 rating came out of some damage from Greenfield. But again, it could have even been EF5 at one point if it were to have gone through a more populated area. Well, I guess it wouldn't be EF5 at one point, but it could have been EF5 just in general. Could have had EF5 wind speeds at one point. In fact, it's almost guaranteed that it did. Again, a Doppler on wheel scanned between 250 and 290, which is insane. The highest ever is like 330-ish. So, 290, or up to 290 anyway. Pretty insane stuff. And a tornado emergency never even got issued for it. That's the crazy part. Like, whenever I was watching it go through Greenfield on stream, I think I said, like, 5 times, like, why does this not have a tornado emergency? But they just never issued one, which was interesting. Interesting play by the National Weather Service, and probably not their best. But we're not throwing shade. Everybody makes mistakes, and obviously the National Weather Service knows what they're doing. Not seeing any new blips yet pop up. So again, if you're just not tuning in, we have a blip watch in effect for this area. We'll actually put it out to here. We have a blip watch in effect for these counties in the eastern portion of the Texas Panhandle. So if you're in this area, stay weather aware. But more seriously, though, we do have a severe thunderstorm watch in effect for this area because of the blips. By the way, I don't know why they're keeping the special weather statement for the Perryton area. Areas to the south of Perryton as well. This is it's not even raining out here anymore, most likely. There's just some clouds capable of sprinkling, probably. So, I mean, we'll see what happens with that. But, again, we're watching for another blip to develop here, potentially. In fact, almost certainly we're going to get 1 or 2 more blips at least that hit severe limits at some point in their lifespan. So I'm just watching over the past couple scans to see if I notice any intensification on any of our blips here. Because we have some ongoing blips, but they're all weakening out. They're not going to do anything. The ones that we have already going anyway aren't. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything that's gonna do much over the next while. Again, we're gonna get some more blips out here, almost certainly, but it's gonna be a little bit, I think. We just gotta wait here. If you're trying to see any signs at all, like even just grays are what could be our next big supercells. Again, there's no new ones out here. That's the thing. So, again, we still have our tornado warning up here in northeastern Perkins County and northwest South Dakota here. For areas like Shade Hill and Somerville. So we'll watch this for a few more minutes here. We're probably going to continue the tornado warning until it's allowed to expire. It's still rotating pretty intensely. It has been the whole time. It's got a little bit of a hail spike here. Did the Wisconsin storm weaken below severe limits? Did it? It did. Thank you. So we don't have any severe storms out here in Wisconsin anymore, but we do have a special weather statement still for 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts potentially. So, and if you're in that area, make sure that you're staying indoors. But, I mean, our tornado warning storm is really the only thing keeping us alive right now. There's so many areas that we're watching for something to happen, but other than our MCS, Bow Echo, derecho, I'm not sure what we're going to call it yet, but whatever this is, and then also our tornado warning storm, there's nothing else that's really that impressive. Our Wisconsin storms are over. Our blip watch is not proving to be too active. So there we go. We just got a ton of alerts to expire. So we're down to 1 tornado warning, 5 severe thunderstorm warnings, 9 flash flood warnings, 9 special weather statements, and 9 different National Weather Service offices with severe thunderstorm watches. I don't know when this happened. Probably there was a severe warning issued. I just didn't pay attention. But we have a severe thunderstorm warning in western Kentucky for parts of central Logan County near Russellville. We are getting some damaging winds and some large hail, it looks like. So if you're in this area, move indoors. When thunder roars, go indoors. We definitely have quite a bit of thunder out there with that. I can almost guarantee that much. It does look like our Bow Echo is finally starting to die out here. If you look at this point, it's really just moderate rainfall, but it's still producing damaging winds. Like, very damaging winds. Even though it's nothing crazy in terms of its rain. There may not even be too much lightning out here with these storms anymore. Well, I mean, there will be some, obviously, but not as much as there was, probably. So, got a little bit of rotation here still. Now going to be located off to the southeast of Shade Hill and Somerville in South Dakota here. So they'll probably let that tornado warning continue. At this point, I think we're going to end off the stream here. We will be back later. Oh, wait. We have a new tornado warning. It's for our line here in Texas. It's for the storm that was originally tornado warning. The original storm that prompted this live stream is now tornado warning again. So we do have a tornado warning now for southwestern Van Zandt County and north central Texas. This is for Tundra, Jackson, Denman Crossroads, and Martins Mill in Texas. So if you're in this area, seek shelter immediately on the lowest floor of a building, away from windows, and in an interior room. This one is a little bit less populated than our other one that we had for this storm, our other tornado warning that we had for this storm, but we still got quite a few homes out here. Let's check the population of this one really quickly. Yeah, so there's only about 3,000 people included in this. Again, for Tundra and Martins Mill, this is a tornado warning now, so seek shelter immediately. But I do think that we're going to end off the stream here since we don't have any confirmed tornadoes. We're going to end off here. I do want to thank y'all for tuning in. It's been an active stream for sure. We've been talking about Texas, Wisconsin, and South Dakota all in the same stream. So it's been wild, but we're going to end off here. I will come back live later if necessary. So thank you all for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.